Welcome to a new Immortal Hours with Frater SH. My name is S. Duck.
And thank you for the introduction, S. Duck, and this is the Power Glove Congress. I am Frater SH. Here's Mr. Peck. Hello. And, yeah, well, that last episode was very good, Frater. Oh, thank you. And, then, there's IG-88. How are you doing, IG-88? Well, I did very good. The last episode was quite excellent, sir. And, well, I have to say that Final Fantasy is a amazing video game of sound and experience. Well, that's quite true. That's quite eloquent of our colleague here, IG-88. And it's also nice that we don't have the German voice. Oh, well, if we run out of ideas in this month, ah, Raider. So yeah, so winding down the year, winding down a project. We always get excited about that. And, it also allows us also more opportunity to decide of like, we pre-plan episodes like this. It's in advance, so far ahead in advance. It allows you later on to do bigger events. You don't have to worry about your Friday or Saturday shows. You could just now focus on big events. You know. And Frater, I gotta say, do you have an idea or? Well, I thought of an idea, but it won't sync up right because it could end up happening before it. We. Oh, that's right. Oh, darn it, I forgot. Yeah, yeah. It's really kind of best not to bring up stuff. I just want to let Estoc talk because really last episode, other than her doing the intro and telling us to stop fighting, like, um, she's really been kind of quiet, It's like, well, I kind of let her kind of talk and let things off the top of her head. Oh, yeah, I agree. Yeah, she is an integral part of the Satterground production. Well, she apparently has become quite a quiet. Okay, Stuck. What's on your mind?
Well, sweetie Frater, I have watched for the past few months all the drama and chaos between you and Mr. Peck, and I am glad that last show you two seem to get along. Sometimes I have to be a mom to the two of you.
Well, isn't that the truth? Well, it's true. Listen, listen, ma'am. Actually, you can't say that. Excuse me? Excuse me? I think I'm quite capable of saying what's on my mind. Well, you can't say that because women get offended by that because you're calling them old. Wait a minute, buddy. That's just being a gentleman. I know, but you have to just call them, Prater, you can't, Prater, I just stopped you. You can't say that on YouTube. Um, I can't? Listen, listen here, you little flea bag or flea bag. Flea bag coming from you, like, what was it, Mr. Pennypacker? Where do you come up with that name? Oh, you're sure starting to get under my skin. Oh, yeah. You see, this is it's a lightsaber. It's a red lightsaber. You saw what I did to Dark Mao. Oh, I saw. But you didn't see what I did to that Sir William Esquire. Hit that delete button. You don't think I think about some days just deleting you? Well, then you gotta make a new character, you dummy. You just called me a dummy. You're challenging your existence. You don't understand the power of pinpoint villainy. Pinpoint. You're making stuff up on the fly. able to be snappy, just be able to think and stuff. Oh, you're cursing me of all this stuff. Yeah.
Boys, would you stop? We have a show to do. Now, Mr.
Okay, okay, we calm down. I like how we were just using the same voice for her, like the same voice file for her when she tells us to calm down, and then she tells me something and it gets cut off. Like, we're just so lazy. We don't even care to even like properly edit that right. Well, it's not like we have like a million people watching or something. Not Hollywood production, man. Well, it's definitely not a Hollywood production. Okay. Okay. So like I mentioned last episode, about the ASMR of Final Fantasy, and we haven't really talked to IG88. It's kind of, I don't know. Let's let him go. Let's let him talk about Final Fantasy for a bit.
Final Fantasy has been well received by critics and commercially successful. The original Famicom (NES) version shipped 520,000 copies in Japan, 30 großing momentan 3 japanische Yen Billionen oder $21,000,000 äquivalent to $56,000,000 in 2023 etretti 78 according to Square's publicity department in 1994. The game hat sold 600,000 copies in Japan. The NES release was more successful in North America, where it sold 700,000 copies, adding up to 1,3 million copies sold worldwide by 1994, 79 as of March 2003. The game, including all re-release and remakes at the time, had shipped 1,99 Millionen copies worldwide. Bis 1,21 Millionen of those copies beim shipped in Japan and 87,000 abroad, 80 as of November 2007. Another PlayStation Portable version has shipped 140,000 copies, 81. Editors at IGN ranked Final Fantasy XI best game on the NES, calling the game's class system diverse, and praising its convenient use of vehicles as a means of traveling across the world map. 82 GamesRadar ranked it the 8th best NES game ever made. The stuff felt that while Dragon Warrior introduced Gamma to the genre, Final Fantasy popularized it. 83 in 2004. Readers of Retro Gamma voted Final Fantasy 93 the top retro game, with the staff noting that, despite poor visuals and a relatively simple quest, many still consider the original to be the best, with the exception of Wii. 84 In 2006, Final Fantasy appeared in the Japanese magazine Famitsu's Top 100 Games list. The readers voted it the 63 die Best Game of All Time, 85 Gamefax. Users made a similar list in 2005, which ranked Final Fantasy at 76 th. 86, it was rated the 49 th. Best game made on a Nintendo system in Nintendo Power's Top 200 Games list, 87 in 2008. Nintendo Power ranked it the 19 th. Best Nintendo Entertainment System video game, praising IT for setting up the basics of console role-playing games, along with Dragon Warrior, and citing examples to specific stories, leveling up, random battles, and character classes, 88 in 2023, time extension included the Game on Tire, Best JRPGs of All Time list, also noting it is one of the best and influential NES games, 89. Final Fantasy was one of the most influential early console role-playing games and played a major role in legitimizing and popularizing the genre. 90 according to IGN's Matt Casamassina. Final Fantasy's storyline had a deeper and more engaging story than the original Dragon Quest, known as Dragon Warrior in North America. 91. Modern critics have criticized the game for being poorly paced by contemporary standards, as it involves much more time wandering in search of random battle encounters. To raise higher experience levels and monitoring it does exploring and solving puzzles. Other reviewers find the level building and exploration portions of the game as the most entertaining, 44 in 1987. Famitsu initially described the original Final Fantasy as one of many that imitated the Dragon Quest formula. 92 Roy Adams. 3 reviewed the game for Computer Gaming World and started that Gamma schools. Put Final Fantasy high on your list of games to recommend to people who have no idea what a CRPG is or how to play one. 93. The game is considered by some to be the weakest and most difficult installment of the series.
I know it's been a little while since I've recorded one of these. Got kind of lazy with with the commentary the last month, and well, actually last 2 months, just doing one general commentary over this, and I'm afraid to say this month I may very well do this again. trying to work your way up in the world, get better weapons and better armor, and get those levels up so that you have more health points, so you can take more damage and dish out more damage. And probably this stuff, even though it's the end of the, end of the year. And probably we'll do it again, because I don't know. Can't really think of too much, as far as like, commentary. I mean, it gets, look, man, we're not getting any kind of copyright from the old NES music so far. So as long as we're not getting flagged or anything like that, then we have to go through the system and remove it. I'll let you know. YouTube has become quite nice about that. If we get a copyright, you can actually choose to have it trimmed, and I don't really care. I don't. Like, all of a sudden you'll be talking to. So it's last Wednesday. It was last Wednesday. That's when that happened. Yes, there was a big bottom moon, and it's like but. Well, that was actually Friday, and I actually did. Yeah, that's true. There'll be cuts, There was a project we had where there was a lot of cutting. There was a lot of cutting. Because there was a lot of freaking copyrighted music. And it was funny, too, because YouTube was even like, it was funny because they wouldn't tell you all the copyrighted content in one go. Like, it would just, give you, 2 or 3 things. And then, all of a sudden, 3 weeks later, then it's like, oh yeah, there's a copyright notice here. But you're going, well, wait a minute, I trimmed that. I swear I trimmed that. And it's like, no, you didn't. No, it's the thing hadn't really, completed all its searches. Probably it's because it's got to do a whole site-wide search. It's probably got to go through some database and each sound of your video tries to see what can trigger. That's probably how it works. Which I can assume that's a very slow system. Yeah. So but with these Final Fantasy 1, we've had no issue, and the sound is great. I actually am going to be honest with you. Do you really need this commentary with this? I mean, it's got great sound. You can kind of relax to it. It's kind of ASMR in a way. I mean, old NES games had a real charm for sounds. I like ASMR. And I know some could be like, oh no, you mean the girls that lick the plastic ears? And there was a time before that wasn't like that. Yeah, you always had some booby girl. Would show the boobies, and she would be making kissy sounds and stuff, and it was to get men are crazy. They'll really go crazy. Endorsing their favorite women, because it's hard to find a girlfriend. So these guys, they don't have their own personal stuff. And by the way, on the screen, I know you're gonna go, Duck. Does she support the German Chancellor of World War II? No, it's because you're only allowed 4 letters. So we could have actually put down S-D-U-K or D-U-C. S-Duck. But hey, sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes you got lemons. Sometimes you end up with lemonade. Yeah. Sometimes a lot of times when we work on you'd always tell a fresh recording session because my brain is just active, just firing off. The commentary section of this episode was 20 minutes. It was actually really good. A good long show. It's just our creativity also it's because we're at the end of this project for the year. So we just need to put this stuff together and then upload it. And that's one more project done. That's pretty good. Then, of course, we go on to another project, and who knows, maybe in like 20 years, maybe. I always thought it would be neat, like if this person asked if you won the lottery, what would you do? I would make a company, like I would just literally sit all day making episodes like this, and create a huge archive with the idea that literally like 100 years later, all the company has to do is upload the episode to the YouTube channel. Wouldn't that be nuts? Like people would be like people would start covering it. Like this guy, he's been uploading episodes for over 100 years. Is he dead by now? And they're like, yeah, I think he would be dead by now. I mean, is he AI or something? I mean, it sounds like a real person. Of course, there'll probably come a time where AI is like too real. It's sounding too much like a normal person. You know, because real people, you know, there are pauses. There are people who have ums and ahs and stuff. But yeah. So, as you can see, there isn't a lot to commentate on. You know, like you just grind. And actually, I know like somebody could say, like, how, like, is that why there isn't turn-based games anymore? Because it's kind of boring? No. Well, the problem is most companies have the marketing people take over the company instead of like the engineers, people who actually understand these products. Like Steve Jobs. There's some interviews with him that are just like, he was like smart. He was a smart artist. He was truly an artist. He would flat out tell you that he had worked for companies who literally, the reason why the companies went downhill was because they had just marketing people, and they were only interested in the current product. They didn't care about making new innovations, and they sat on innovations with but you know, with this game, it's, you know, what was focusing on why did Final Fantasy turn away from turn-based combat is because these marketing people thought that those kinds of things were too slow. I mean, the current Final Fantasy came out. I mean, yeah, you know, it's like a 100-hour game. Wow, that's pretty huge, but then again, there's like hours and hours of cutscenes, so it's not like you're controlling it. It's a movie too. That's kind of nuts, you know. And where with this, you control all of it. And to me, this is the real Final Fantasy. Okay. So, you know, this is the real Final Fantasy. And, yeah, I hate to say it, I'm probably going to be reusing this content. I feel like, you know, this is pretty good. This is like, pretty much covers it, you know, it covers it pretty much, you know, fully, you know, if any new viewers come in, you know, they can kind of pick this up, and then for the rest of the video, you can just enjoy the music and the sound effects. I don't know, you know, I have some autism and ADHD and stuff, but this game always kind of, like, it was very relaxing. That Ultimate Exodus, I mean, that's another one. The only thing with that game, oh, that's good. That pirate's not gonna be above it. Fair enough, we'll kick your butt again. But, I lost my train of thought again. I saw a little pirate guy, and I was like, is I'm trying to avoid saying the name of the enemies because if I'm gonna reuse this, I don't want it to not match. I want it to match up. I want to try to do the best I can to not talk about the actual action because there'll be a point where I say, oh, well, there's a big elephant on the screen, and it's like, no, there isn't. Yeah, it's a common vehicle. Episode and at the end of the month and be on our way to 2026. Good times. Great times. See ya.